So obviously, since the last time we talked, the second round of the NBA playoffs began. The teams to advance were the Grizzlies, Warriors, Bucks, Celtics, Heat, 76ers, and then the Suns and the Mavericks. And as of right now, the Heat are up 2-0 on the 76ers. The Suns are up 2-0 on the Mavericks. And it's tied 1-1 between the Grizzlies and the Warriors, then 1-1 between the Bucks and the Celtics. But Joel Embiid is coming back today. So I want to hear Nick's thoughts on that, see if he's nervous or if he thinks his Heat still got this.
I'm not nervous by any means. I think Bam will lock that boy up, or at least slow him down. The main person I'm worried about is Tyrese Maxey now, because they can't really lock in on three people as well as they could too.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's going to be tough trying to lock up Tyrese.
That's true, because when Embiid played, Tyrese proved in the first round that he's a bucket.
Yep.
But Gio, what do you think?
Not nervous at all. Although JoJo's coming back for the 76ers, the Wolverine is pretty much coming back for Miami. So I'm liking it.
Yeah,
and Wolverine is Kyle Lowry. So
yeah, I'm not worried about Joel either. I mean, even if he puts up 30 and 15, as long as Harden's playing like this, they have no shot. That's my opinion.
Very valid. Do you think Joel? Sorry, go ahead, Gia.
I go right ahead.
Do you think Joel Embiid will play like himself, or do you think it?
No, I don't.
That's exactly.
He's not 100% healthy. He even said that they even said he's going to be on a minutes limit because of his pain, and hasn't been doing conditioning either. So
that's the move. You're not worried over here in Miami.
Go ahead, Gio.
Right.
My bad.
Not so good. That's what I was going to say. I really just want to say, yeah, even though he is back, he's still got his thumb, obviously, torn. And then obviously he's got, he's going to need a mask, and it's going to be, even though players have had great games with a mask on, right? I believe, it's a large adjustment in order to play with a mask. So it's going to take time, and I think it's going to be too late by the time he figures it out.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't know. It's just going to be hard for the 76ers to come back down 2-0. If they stole a game in Miami and it was 1-1 and he was coming back, it'd be different. But obviously that's not the case.
Very true.
I feel like this year, for some reason, a lot of people are counting out teams that go down 2-0. But like in previous seasons, we've all seen it go, teams win when they're home, and they go down 2-0, then they make it 2-2, and then anything happens from there. But at the same time, the 76ers team is not itself. It's not what everyone expected. So obviously, I feel like it's going to be tough for Miami to win this game because the 76ers are home and they have JoJo, and it has been kind of close within 15 to 10 point range, the games. So with that being said, it's going to be tough for them to win, but they're going to come out with a win. I feel like Jimmy Butler is going to come down the stretch, make the shots he needs to, where I don't believe he made them the last game like he needed to. I feel like Tyler Hero really stepped up last game, and I think they're going to pull out with the win.
I think so too.
This is a must-win for Philly.
For sure.
Because this is the only game I really see them potentially winning in the series.
Right.
And even then, Joel Embiid's not going to play, like you said, because of minutes restrictions. Right. So it's just going to be a tough game for them, I think.
It's all going to come down to the shoulders of James Harden. And I've been saying that he needs to step up, and he hasn't. It's really that simple.
Like so.
I also feel like Tyler Hero, he's going to have a big game tonight, especially after winning Sixth Man of the Year. I feel like he's pumped. He's juiced up. He's going to come out shooting, and I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be interesting to see what Kyle Lowry does too, coming back from that hamstring.
I wouldn't be shocked if they played Victor more, put kind of, put Lowry on, minutes restriction as well, not play him as much as, he would normally play, and play Victor more, just because of that hamstring injury. You don't want it to get worse.
I feel like it also depends on like the score of the game and how close it is.
I would still have Victor in the closing lineup like they previously had. So
I agree with Jake on this one. I think if the game's close, you have to play Lowry. Just hope he doesn't hurt himself more. But if it is like a good game, like early on, I don't want Lowry playing a lot just for his health. But down the stretch, if it does become close, yeah, I want my little pit bull in there. But that's only if the game's close at the end where I want him playing more.
That's valid.
To me, that's interesting because I disagree with both you guys as of right now. Just because Lowry is not 100%, and he's gonna be that dog, right? He's gonna fight, he's gonna do whatever he can to help the team. But I have more trust in Victor Oladipo right now, closing games out, just because we've seen it happen in this playoff series, and I just believe that Victor Oladipo is the better pick as of right now, though.
I mean, it can go either way.
You really pick your poison. I feel like they're both great closers, so
yeah, I agree.
I have full trust in BL as well. I love that dude. Great defender. Can score a little bit here and there.
Right.
I need Jimmy to have a game though.
Yeah.
He did in I think it was game 1 where he got like 44.
But I need that.
45.
You need that tonight?
Yeah. First game in Philly, you know how that home crowd is.
Yeah.
I just need him to come out and silence him.
I think he will, though, because they're going to be booing him like crazy, given that he played there.
Yep.
And that's also why I think Tyler Hero is going to come out and have a great game, because I feel like all the pressure is going to be on Jimmy trying to score the ball because of the crowd. And I feel like, Tyler's going to get open shots, or Duncan Robinson's going to get the open shots, and they're going to hit them.
Tyler's going to get buckets. He's been getting buckets all series.
Right.
He's really the main reason they're up 2-0.
Exactly. Especially the last game.
Yeah.
And obviously, Bam Bam had an amazing game as well. So
it hasn't even been close without Embiid, I would say. I know like it's been like relatively close
with the score wise, but like gameplay.
Majority of, like if you watch the games, majority of it is the Heat go up 15 and then the 76ers make a run, and then the Heat make a run and then close it out.
Yep.
Well, it's also
sorry, go ahead, yeah.
I was just gonna say the effort wise, like every loose ball, you're watching Bam, you're watching PJ Tucker, you're watching these guys like Strauss and all these other guys, go after the ball. And it's just such an easy game. It looks like they're going through the motions at this point. So,
I mean, it's easier said than done for the Sixers without Embiid, though. I mean, they literally have no good backup center. DeAndre Jordan is washed. I'm sorry, but he's washed.
Very true.
I would have to agree on that standpoint. I feel like he could make a effort somewhere. I don't think he's a great spot for a playoff team, trying to make a run, trying to be that guy again. But at the same time, the ball movement with the Miami Heat, it's just amazing to watch. And it's just,
if you watch their defense, if you watch their defense too, like the defense is seamless as well. They literally make you go to like 4 seconds in the shot clock, and then you have to chuck up a shot because you got nothing.
Right.
So I mean, it's really whoever has to play them in rounds to come is going to be a tough out, even if they do get kicked out.
Mm-hmm.
But the other series that's been really good is the Warriors-Grizzlies series. It's also been, a little chippy here and there. Dylan Brooks is suspended for Game 3 after that flagrant 2 that broke Gary Payton's elbow. And then Draymond Green got fined $25K for flipping off the Grizzlies fans. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts on that series so far.
You can take it first.
Gotcha. I'm having fun with the series. Although I do feel really bad for Gary Payton II, because that hurts the Warriors massively.
Yeah.
He was one of their best perimeter defenders. And to try to finish out the whole game with Ja just kind of doing this thing. Clay's not the same defensive player he was pre-injuries. So I think it's tougher on the Warriors, but I'm also still confident in them to close out the series.
I agree, but speaking of Clay, I need to see him step up offensively. Like, I know he's coming off of 2 major injuries, but he's proven that he can still drop 25 to 30, and he's done it, but he just hasn't done it consistently. I need to see that consistently can put the Warriors over the top to make the finals. Like I feel like he's gonna have to step up eventually if they want to win the championship.
Yep. That's a very, very valid point.
Gio, you got something to say?
Again, I don't know what's happened tonight. I agree and I disagree with your guys' points. I agree in the fact that Klay does need to step up. Again, Gary Payton II was their best defender. Also at the same time, Draymond Green getting fined 25. That's kind of fair. He only flipped them off once, while Kyrie flipped them off the fans twice. Got fined 50, so it's kind of fair. He got the fine got cut in half in that aspect. But with the team, I still got them going to the finals. Was such a close game with Steph going 3 for 12 and Klay going 3 for 11. From 3-point, that's not happening with the Splash Brothers. In all honesty, both of them are not going to go out cold like that. One's going to get hot, or both are hot. I wouldn't, be shocked to see Klay or Steph hit 30 points tonight, at least going 50% from 3. I wouldn't be shocked if they both did that and come out killing them, especially at home. And it's just so fascinating to me that it was just such a close game with your two best players really playing the way they did and having two bad performances, where we've seen two great players in KD and Kyrie play poorly and get demolished by Boston. So
I'm not really worried about this series. It's more the Western Conference Finals where I need to see Klay. I'm not worried about Steph. Steph's going to do his thing. Steph does his thing. He's going to have bad games here and there. It doesn't matter. He'll bounce back. But I'm just worried about Klay in the Western Conference Finals when they play a team like the Suns, who have Chris Paul, who's been taking over fourth quarters, and then Devin Booker, who can make a shot anytime. And then if Klay's missing those kind of shots, I feel like that could hurt them and maybe kick them out eventually.
do you believe it's going to go 6 games?
Honestly, if it's the Warriors Suns, the Grizzlies or the Grizzlies game series or the
No, the Suns. I'm putting the Warriors past the Grizzlies. In all honesty,
you think the Mavericks? You're talking about Mavericks Suns?
No, I'm talking about Warriors Suns. I believe Suns are coming against the Warriors, or Suns are going out against the Mavs, right?
Yeah. If it's the Warriors Suns in Western Conference Finals, I have it going to 7.
Do you know what happens in Game 6?
What?
Klay Thompson does not miss in Game 6.
But that's just
That
the
is a
old.
fact.
That's the old Klay though. Like I need to see it happen now. After the 2 major injuries, I haven't seen it.
Have we seen the series go to 6?
No, but you can't. I don't think it will. I don't think it will happen again. 2 major injuries. It's all in your head, and I feel like he's playing passive. If you watch, that's what I feel like.
I feel like Klay Thompson's going to be fine. He's going to be just fine. When Game 6 does bound to happen, we will see Klay Thompson thrive once again.
I hope you're right, because I do want to see him succeed, and I love this Warriors team. I want to see them win. But if he doesn't step up, I feel like that could be the death of them.
I also feel like it won't be the death of them because they got Jordan Poole. I'm so confident in Jordan Poole now that even if Klay doesn't show up, JP can give you 30 to 40 points, right? He's just so smooth in the offense, great on the defense. You got Draymond Green, you got Kuminga, it's just such a deep team. I feel like even though Klay is a great focal point of that offense, they can still come out with a win.
Yeah, that's true.
As long as Steph goes off. Steph has to play well. If Steph doesn't play well, then obviously they're going to lose, right? You can't just have JP going off. But
yeah, but on the Grizzlies side, man, John Morant took over in Game 2, 47 points.
I think Ja, now with no Gary Payton, is going to continue to have phenomenal games as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Jordan Poole's not a great defender. I don't think he's stopping Ja. They don't want Curry on Ja.
The only person I could see stopping him is Kuminga, but they don't play him that much.
No. Do you think he will get more playing time though?
I think he will now, but I also could see Steve Kerr saying, "No, you're too young," and playing like Damian Lee or Toscano Anderson.
I hope not, bro.
I hope not too, but Steve Kerr's shown in the past that he doesn't trust young guys in the playoffs, so he plays other guys. That's my fear.
That's a valid fear to have too. But I also believe the Warriors are going to continue what they're doing. And what Gio was saying about Game 6, Clay, I don't see a Game 6 even happening in a Warriors-Suns series. Just because of the health reasons. Without Gary Payton, I don't see anyone stopping D-Book or Chris Paul. Because they just lost their whole guard defense. So I see that game ending in 5 max. That's serious.
I feel like you're even with Gary Payton out, I feel like you're taking the Warriors a little too much for granted because Steph can still be Steph.
Yeah, but
go ahead. No, I was gonna defend your take, and we've seen Steph go cold against the Suns because of how well their defenders are.
True.
And Payne and man, I'm blanking.
Crowder.
Also Crowder, but who was second place in defensive player of the year?
Oh, Mikal Bridges.
Oh, yeah, Bridges.
Sorry.
Yeah, he looked like Curry, right?
Right. Yeah, Bridges obviously can shut him down. So can Payne. So can Crowder. I feel like those 3 guys alone can at least slow him down enough where he gets tired.
I feel like the Warriors will still push it to 6 though, just because it's the Warriors. I don't see him going out in 5, but I could see him going out in 6 But I don't know. I just don't see him going out in 5. That's a little too small for me.
Game 6 play.
I personally believe the Warriors are going to come out. I feel like obviously we've seen Clay go off in the regular season. It's not like he hasn't gone off. Obviously, it hasn't been as consistent, but at the same time, he's still trying to get his legs back. Like you said, it's 2 major injuries like that. So the playoffs is a different level of intensity than the regular season. And I feel like he's still trying to get his playoff legs back where he should be ready to go, I hope, by the Western Conference Finals. And this is a great series to push him, right, against Memphis, where he can hopefully get his legs back under him.
I've always said that the Suns were going to the finals. I'm going to stick with it. I still got the Suns beating the Warriors. I mean, it can go either way. I could see it going either way. Either of these teams could make the finals. I wouldn't be surprised if the Warriors won, but I just personally, I have the Suns.
Gotcha.
I personally have the Suns as well. Still going to the finals now. It was Warriors before that injury, but at the same time, I would not be shocked if the Warriors could pull off beating the Suns.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. They're just so well matched, both of them.
I still have the Warriors going. I'm not gonna change. I got Warriors, Miami. I hopefully I don't really care who wins the finals. I would love to see Miami win just because Jimmy Butler, Victor Oladipo, and those boys over there. I would love to see Steph win it by himself to see if he can actually do it by himself against a healthy team and win Finals MVP one time in his career. But yeah, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be a great series. And knocking on wood, Chris Paul, this is the longest he's been healthy in the playoffs without getting an injury. So I hope he can push through, stay healthy. But history has shown he has gotten injured in the playoffs, and it's more likely than not to happen. So that's also why I'm leaning more towards the Warriors.
Fair. Well, speaking of CP3, that series hasn't really been close. The first 2 games, the second game was a runaway. Chris Paul took over the 4th, and it was over. Like he's been doing. Like you said, when he's healthy, he's one of the best point guards in the league, and he's showing it right now.
Not one. I'm gonna have to say the best point guard.
I'm still saying one of. That's just me though.
Okay.
And I mean, as long as Luka has no help, the Mavs have no shot, in my opinion.
Right. Exactly.
So I don't know. Like Gio, you and I were talking about this on the phone. We said Spencer Dinwiddie has to step up. He did in the first half of that game. Second half, he disappeared. And Jalen Brunson's also not being the Jalen Brunson we saw in the first round. So those 2 need to step up, in my opinion, if they want to win 1 or even maybe 2 games. But what do you guys think?
You can go first, Jay.
All right. So for me, it's the Suns. Obviously, the guard defending, right? That's why Spencer's not playing as well. That's why Brunson's not playing as well. I feel like Brunson, he's going to take that extra step this offseason. He's obviously taken a huge step forward. I feel like going through this, the experience going against the Suns, he's going to, take that extra step. He's going to work on his game even more, get better. He could be that next guy for Luka. Obviously, Tim Hardaway Jr. is hurt. That guy usually, he usually steps up in the playoffs. Obviously, he's not there for them. Spencer Dinwiddie. This is why they traded KP to get Spencer, because they believed it would be a better fit. They believe this would be a better player to play with Luka. Obviously, right now he's not showing up as a second option, where I feel like KP would be showing up, especially with the length of the Suns. He'd be able to use his skill better than the big men on the Suns. And I just feel like this is either going in the bad direction that the Mavs want, rather than the Mavs want it to. So,
Yeah, honestly, as of right now, I wouldn't be surprised if the Mavs end up getting swept.
the way CP3 is playing and the way D-Book, this is the shortest period of time I've seen someone coming off from a hamstring injury play this well before. So this is amazing to watch.
I mean, he's dealt with it most of his career, though, so he knows what to do.
Right, but the way he's shooting is unbelievable right now.
Yeah. But say you got something to say?
Dallas is dead in the water.
For sure.
Luka's is a great player, but he's playing way too individual right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to play like Kobe, kind of. But even then, Kobe was way more passive. So Luka just trying to be like the man and not really giving anyone an opportunity to also help him. That's hurting them heavily.
But also, like, even when he gives other people the chance, I feel like they're not stepping up. So he's like, all right, then I have to do it myself then.
But at what point does it become obvious that's the Luka show?
I mean, when he has like 25 in the first half alone.
Like if I'm playing against Luka and those Mavs, I'm not even like putting my best defenders on anyone except Luka.
No.
Like I'll even throw double teams if I really have to at Luka.
But that's the thing. Like, they have no second star. Like, I feel like it hurts them every year in the playoffs.
They had KP though, and even then, Luka made him just spot up shooter in the corner.
Well, I feel like KP just did that too.
It could have been on both though, but
yeah. I feel like, honestly, if Luka stays with the Mavs his whole career, like, if it stays like this, I don't see him winning anything there.
no.
Like a championship.
I think Luka's a really hard player to build your team around too, though.
Yeah, because, like, I mean, he's a willing passer. He passes like crazy, but, like, you need shooters. It's like, kind of like LeBron. You need shooters around him.
Yep. Gio, what are your thoughts?
One thing I want to say is I love Luka's game. I love what Luka's doing. I feel like people are, overrating him right now in the aspect of they're kind of comparing him to Michael, especially with the playoff points. He's got 0.1 points. It's 33.5 to 33.4. And I feel like it's just a testament to Jordan. He averaged that through his whole career, right? And it's amazing to see that. And Luka's only been to the playoffs, I believe, 3 or 4 times, averaging 33.5, which is amazing to see. But we need to see him do that for a longer period of time.
And we also need to see him. We need to see him, actually, make the Western Conference Finals or the finals.
Exactly, to be considered something amazing, right?
Yeah.
But he's an amazing player. I feel like he's just like kind of Devin Booker earlier on in his career, or like Anthony Edwards or Donovan Mitchell, in these areas where you don't think their careers are gonna evolve just because of the spot they're in. They're going to be an amazing player, but their career is going to die down just because they're not going to be able to win a championship. I feel like people have said that about Dirk as well. I feel like there's going to be that one lucky year, just like Giannis, where injuries do happen, injuries play a role. And if Luka does stay with the Mavs, there could be 1 year where they build a great team and they do win a championship, just like with Giannis. So, but as of right now, I don't see anything happening because the West is going to get stronger, especially next year with Kawhi coming back, on the Clippers. LeBron hopefully doing something with the Lakers. T-Wolves coming up. hopefully the Jazz make some moves. Get rid of Donnie, get rid of Rudy, do something over there, make some adjustments, and yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Sorry for cutting you off. Say what you're gonna say.
Um, I don't know. I don't remember.
It was something along the lines of Luca. That's all I know.
I got a question for you guys.
Go
Oh,
ahead. Oh, go ahead. Say
Go
it.
ahead since you remembered.
I want to see Luka average those type of points, but also win some.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Like that's really all I was gonna say.
That's facts. But what's your question, Gio?
So I saw something today. I was curious on who do you believe is the best player out of these three guys right now? Jason Tatum, Devin Booker, Luka Doncic.
Hmm.
Individually, or
Who would you pick as the best player?
like
Right.
just
Individually?
one play, or like a team type thing? Like would I build my team around?
Whatever you guys view the question as.
Go ahead. Say
As
it.
who you would want to build your franchise around, or who you think is the best individually, or who do you believe is best teammate?
Luka's the best player in terms of skill set,
Okay.
Mhm.
but I would take Devin Booker to start a team.
That's what I would say too. I was gonna say D Book in general. Like Luca's the best player, yeah, but the things Devin Booker can do and like lead your team to, I mean, he's really the one who brought the Suns up before CP3 came back. They went on that 8-game winning streak in the bubble by himself, and he averages like 30 a game.
Right.
I feel like D Book personally, for me, he's the best player out of those three.
For me, that's why I wanted to ask this question because I didn't really know who to pick, right?
Mhm.
Luka is obviously amazing. He's very clutch, pretty much, especially in the last 2 years. Went against the Clippers with Kawhi Leonard, with Paul George, and brought them to 7-6 games, which was amazing. And for Devin Booker, obviously, we know what he can do, what he can produce on the offense. And then Jason Tatum, he's just a different animal. He's like Kobe Bryant. I feel like just watching him, it's amazing to watch. I really was going between Luka's a great player and all. Like you said, it's very difficult to build a team around him. I feel like just like the way he plays, he's very on ball oriented, and I don't think he's gonna be able to pass the ball like people want him to. And then for those players to make the shots, I'm looking at Jason Tatum and I'm looking at Devin Booker, and I believe I was leaning towards Jason Tatum just because of for some reason, I feel like he's just got something else rather than Devin Booker. But at the same time, Devin Booker, I feel like can score more easily than Jason Tatum. So to me, it's both of those guys. I'd pick either the one.
Fair. I mean, all three of them are great players. There's
Right.
none of them are bad. Like, there's
Right.
no wrong answer. I feel like.
But they're all going off right now in this postseason. It's amazing to watch.
Yeah, I was going to say, speaking of the Celtics, I mean, that series is also very good. Obviously, game one, the Celtics did not play good and they lost bad to the Bucks. But in game two, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum both stepped up. Really, it was Jaylen Brown. He
For
could
sure.
not miss, and he led their team to a blowout win, which was big. But go ahead.
Me?
Yeah, one of you.
Yeah, go ahead.
We're talking about
Celtics, Bucks.
$6.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. With the Bucks, I think Boston's got that on lock now. I think they figured out the defense that works. And then they also stole a game from Milwaukee. In Milwaukee, I think that was crucial. I think this series could be done in 5, but I think more likely 6. Boston wins 6.
I still have Bucks in 7. I think Giannis is going to bounce back tomorrow. I think he's going to go off. I mean, we've seen him have bad games and then, come back and drop 30 to 40. I feel like that's what's going to happen tomorrow, and I think the Bucks will go up 2-1.
That's fair, but I just think that Boston defense is too nice.
It is extremely amazing,
I
especially
mean,
the
it
way
is
they
very
can
good.
stop
I
the
wouldn't be
amazing guys.
surprised. Oh, sorry, Gio.
I was just gonna say they're able to stop 2 different kinds of players, right? They're able to stop Kevin Durant, right, who's an amazing scorer, 3-point threat, can score pretty much over anyone, and they were able to stop him for the most part. And then Giannis, who's extremely aggressive, extremely dominant in the paint, and they were able to stop him at least in the first quarter. So
I feel like personally, Giannis was just shooting too much in game two. Game one, he was driving and they couldn't stop that. I think he's going to go back to that, and I don't see the Celtics finding an answer for that personally.
I get that, but I also think he was forced to shoot more.
That's true.
Right, exactly.
I mean, he it's definitely both, but I feel like he did have lanes to drive and he just wouldn't take them.
That's fair.
But I mean, I could see it going either way. Both these teams are so good, and Marcus Smart's coming back. That's just a big boost for the Celtics. Like either of them could win.
Personally, I think the Celtics win the series, but I would love if Milwaukee won. I think that's better for Miami.
But Gio, you got something to say?
Yeah. So obviously, Jason Tatum played a great game, 50% from the field. Jaylen Brown, man, he was making shot after shot, made Grayson Allen fall, unfortunately for him. And then especially he was making tough shots, like hand in the face, like things that you would expect a player to miss, he was making every day. So it was amazing to see him do that. Al Horford did get a double-double, and Grant Williams got 21 points, which was great for them off the bench. And I just believe – I don't think Jalen's going to make those tough shots like he did. I think he's going to make shots, but those were extremely tough shots to make. I think the series is going to go to whoever is home, right, and is up in the series. I think Celtics win in 5 or they win in 7. I think the Bucks could possibly win in 6, though.
I can see all those, yeah.
I don't believe they're going to win Game 7, especially in Boston. Jason Tatum, he's always clutching, the game-winning shots and everything like that. So,
personally, I think 5 is too little for this series. I think it's going to go to 6 or 7, right, personally. But I don't know. I could see either team winning. I still have the Bucks, but either way, I could see either one winning. They're both so good, like I said.
If Middleton was playing, he's not back yet, right?
No.
Right.
If he was playing, I think the Bucks would have a way better time. I think they would win the series within like 6. But not having him, I think it's just a massive hole, and that opens it up for Boston.
I feel like Drew Holiday also needs to step up. Like he played great game 1, but game 2 he didn't show up, and that really hurt them.
Mm-hmm.
But also, Gio, it was not unfortunate for Grayson Allen. I hate that guy. I was happy to see him fall.
I would have to say he had it coming, especially with the dirty play. I feel like someone needs to put him in this place, especially after the Alex Caruso mistake, right? Mm-hmm. And he didn't apologize as everyone anticipated him to apologize, especially in the way he did it. All he did was pretty much did a public apology saying, I'm sorry, he didn't actually do anything for Caruso, made sure to check down him or nothing. And so, yeah, he had it coming. And Jaylen Brown didn't even touch him, and he just slipped.
Yep. But like you said, Grant Williams, that was a big boost for the Celtics in game 2. He played great. Like he could not miss. And I feel like even with Marcus Smart coming back, they still need to play him consistently because with Marcus Smart in game 1, they barely played him, but I think they need to play him more after that game.
Right. I would play Derek. I would play Derek White, right? Like last minutes, right? Because he had 28. He had 28 minutes, 0 for 6, 0 for 4, right?
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say, like, if you're saying playing more, definitely
not. Definitely not. I would play.
He has not showed up, like, since that trade. It's been a bust of the trade for the Celtics because he has not done anything.
I feel they did start to win. I don't think it's coincidental that they started to win after that trade, though. Derek White does win. He's a great player in the fact that he does little things for the team where most players wouldn't do it. But at the same time, Grant Williams needs to play more, and Marcus Smart will take Derek White's minutes away from him. I don't think Derek White should play anymore in this series, at least, and Grant Williams should be able to play more as well with that happening.
I agree.
But at the same time, I wanted to just put in there, Milwaukee did seem a little lackadaisical, especially in the first quarter. I believe it was 6-20 or something like that. I don't believe that's going to happen again. I feel like they're going to keep fighting. I feel like they're going to come out headstrong just like Boston did last game, so –
well, I feel like it's also because when Giannis doesn't play good, the whole Milwaukee Bucks team doesn't play good. So it's all up to Giannis.
He is their entire team right now. Brook Lopez, for him to, he was a huge part of why they won that championship last year, and he's not really shown up to the moment at this very like at this moment in time. So we'll see what happens. Bobby Portis, obviously, he only had 13 points. He should do better as well. Drew Holiday was 1 for 6. Everyone was missing from 3-point. So
Yeah, it was just a bad game. I mean, everyone has them. We'll just see if they bounce back tomorrow and see if they can get a
Right.
win.
I would expect them to bounce back, but it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a fun game to watch, though.
For sure.
They have to steal one too. Sorry.
Especially since I think it's the first one in Milwaukee, right?
Yes.
So yeah, I feel like the first home game, I feel like they're gonna come out and
For
like
sure.
with that home crowd behind them, they're gonna put on a show.
And Nick, you believe that Boston's going to steal one in Milwaukee?
Yeah, I do think so.
I agree. I don't think they'll let the Bucks go up 3-1.
Although if the Bucks do go up 3-1, I think there's some concern there for Milwaukee. Boston's used to being coming out and then just making a big comeback,
Right,
like the
but
regular season.
yeah, for sure. That's why I feel like Game 6 will be so important because I feel like Milwaukee being home, they should win the series. But like you said, Boston does come out and they do shock people. So I wouldn't be shocked if they do happen to win Game 6.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a great series and a great game to watch tomorrow.
Mm.
But that's all the time we got for today. Thank you all for watching and see you all next week.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Like-
everyone. See you on the next episode. Please subscribe if you're not so already. Go ahead and leave a comment if you want to and hit that post notifications. Peace.
Like,
Thank you.
comment, subscribe. Peace.